Hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Ashley. I am a full-time reseller. I sell on eBay and Poshmark. Today we're going to be going over what sold for me this past weekend, which was Friday, May 5th through Sunday, May 7th. My total gross sales were $729. I had $493 in sales on eBay and $236 in sales on Poshmark. So let's get right into it. We will start with May 5th. So I typically I do ship my sales out Monday through Friday, first thing in the morning. So anything that's sold on Friday after I ship my sales out, I do not ship until Monday. So starting with Friday, the first thing that sold on Poshmark was this LL Bean men's vintage button-up shirt. It was this olive green color, like this sage olive green color, which I know is really popular right now. This sold for $15. I believe the buyer sent me this offer. After Poshmark fees, my gross profit was $12, and I believe I had about only $2 into this. Next was this vintage Japanese floral robe. It was actually made in Japan, like it said it on the tag. I believe I got this from the bins actually quite a while ago. It sold for $25, which was an offer I sent, and after Poshmark fees and cost of goods, I made a gross profit of $17.98. Next was this vintage Coach bag. I've had this for quite a while as well, at least 6 months. I paid, I believe, about $5 for it. This sold for $27 on an offer, and after Poshmark fees and the shipping discount, I made $19.58 before cost of goods. Next was this Polo Golf Ralph Lauren women's ombre pants. I did not have these for very long. I believe I only had them listed at $30. The buyer sent me an offer for $25 and I accepted. So after Poshmark fees, I made $20 before my cost of goods. Now my average cost of goods is between $3 to $4 for everything. Like in general, that's my average cost of goods. So just keep that in mind as we're going through the video. But yeah, this was a really quick flip for me. Next was this Old Navy women's trucker jacket. I haven't had this for very long. I just actually got this from the reseller when I had bought a reseller's inventory. She decided she didn't want to resell anymore. So she offered me to buy all of her inventory, which I did. She had a lot of great items and a few just like bread and butter pieces, kind of like this. I was actually shocked that this sold so quickly because it was a size extra small. The buyer, or no, you know what? I sent an offer of $12. I only had this listed at $15 to begin with. After Poshmark fees and shipping discount, I made $7.03 before my cost of goods. And in that reseller lot, I spent about a little under $4 per item. So those were my sales for Poshmark on Friday. Moving on to eBay on Friday, the first thing I sold was this vintage Nike layered basketball t-shirt. I actually got this on Whatnot about a year and a half ago, paid about $1 for it. I've had this for a while. Like I said, I've had it for about a year and a half. Buyer sent me a $9 offer and I accepted. On eBay, I have all of my buyers pay shipping. This next sale was also from Whatnot. I paid about $1 for this as well. This was a vintage kids Florida Marlins t-shirt. Buyer sent me an $8 offer and again, I accepted. Next was this vintage Talbot's embroidered floral, super cute textured sheath dress from the 90s for sure. This sold for $23 plus shipping. Next was this super cute boho belt. Now, I've only had this for about a week. I got this from a recent yard sale that I went to. I paid $5 for this and another belt very similar to it. I paid $5 each. This sold already for $25 and the other one sold already as well. The other one sold for a little bit more, actually for like $30. And again, I only paid $5 for each. So if you see belts like this, definitely pick it up. Again, this sold for $25. I had $5 into it and the buyer paid shipping. And those were all of my sales from Friday. So moving on to Saturday, which was May 6th. So starting with Poshmark on Saturday, May 6th, the first thing I sold was this Adidas Amplifier t-shirt. I got this from the bin, so I paid about $1 for it. The buyer sent me an $8 offer and I accepted, and I made $5.05 before my cost of goods. The next thing that sold on Poshmark on Saturday were these Eddie Bauer camo shorts. I haven't had these for very long. The buyer sent me a $20 offer and I accepted. So before Poshmark fees, I made $16. I'm sorry, after Poshmark fees, I made $16. And the last thing I sold on Poshmark on Saturday was this Theory super lightweight 100% merino wool ribbed like t-shirt sweater type thing. I also got this from that reseller that I bought the whole lot from. This sold extremely quickly. I sent the buyer a $23 offer. After Poshmark fees and shipping discount, I made $16.38. Now moving on to eBay on Saturday. The first thing I sold was this Brandy Melville cardigan sweater. I've had this for a while. I don't know why I picked it up. It also had a flaw on it. I had a small stain on it. I don't really sell this brand, but the buyer sent me a $10 offer and I accepted. I was really happy to just see it go. The next thing I sold on Saturday were these Carhartt jeans or pants, cargo pants. Now, I accepted a really low offer on these because honestly, the buyer sent me a sob story about shipping and I felt bad, so I'm just like, whatever. Yeah, the buyer paid $17 in shipping. Why? I'm gonna have to look into that. I actually did not ship these out today. I forgot to grab these from the storage unit this morning. It's definitely not going to cost $17 to ship these out. That's why I was like, just send me an offer and I pretty much will accept. So they sent me an $11.95 offer. I had these listed for like $30, I believe, or something like that. But again, they paid $17 in shipping. I'm not sure why. I'm gonna have to look into that. But moving on, the next thing I sold was this Torrid lightweight flannel. I've had this for a couple months now. I love selling Torrid, especially the bigger sizes. This sold for $22.49. And again, the buyer paid shipping. The next thing to sell were these Bowden pants. I actually only had these listed for about a week or two. I accepted a $15 offer. I love accepting offers, especially if I get quick offers and if I have a low investment into something and I get an offer quickly, I tend to accept it because as long as I'm making a profit and a good profit, that's all that matters to me. Next was this Max Mara super soft. It had a low V in the front and the back. It had a small flaw in the back. It had a small tear in the seam right by the shoulder. It wasn't really a hole. It was kind of just like a slit. I believe somebody could stitch that back up, but I priced it pretty low because of that. I also got that from that reseller that I did a bulk buy from. The buyer sent me a $20 offer and I accepted. Next on Saturday was this Boss by Hugo Boss button-up shirt. It had this really subtle black striping. I thought it was really nice. My boyfriend gave this to me, so I didn't have anything into this. Now, this is the first time that this has ever happened to me. When I went to ship this out, it was an international order, which I do. I use eBay's international global shipping program, something, I believe that's what it's called. But when I went to ship this out, I had to click on a little link that said confirm customs form, like confirm that I'm really shipping out this shirt. So I did, and then when I printed the label, it looked really weird. I wish I would have taken a video of it. It didn't look like a normal shipping label. It looked super weird, but it also still had the first class on it. Super weird. So I don't know if it was going to the border somewhere. Not sure, but that was super weird. So the buyer sent me a $14.30 offer. I accepted. And again, I didn't have anything into that. And that is everything that sold on Saturday. So moving on to Sunday, which was May 7th, the first thing that sold on Poshmark was this J. Jill Love Linen, 100% linen tunic blouse. This sold for $28, and after Poshmark fees, I made $22.40. I haven't had this for very long. I love selling J. Jill. Oh, I just saw it was new with tags as well, which is amazing. I probably could have gotten more for that, but again, the buyer sent me that offer, I accepted, and it was a really quick flip, so I was extremely happy with that. The next thing that sold on Poshmark was this vintage Head of Christ Jesus plaque. The buyer sent me a $12 offer, and I accepted, making my gross profit $9.05. The next thing that sold on Poshmark on Sunday was this vintage J. Crew patchwork button-up shirt. This definitely reminds me of something that people would wear when I was in like middle school, high school. If you know, you know. I sent the buyer a $20 offer, and after Poshmark fees and the shipping discount, I made $13.98 before my cost of goods. And the last thing to sell on Poshmark were these new with tag Banana Republic striped Sloan pants. They actually felt like a seersucker material. Perfect for this time of year, super lightweight, cropped. It was white with like a gray stripe. I sent the buyer a $21 offer and they accepted, making my gross profit $14.78. Now moving on to my eBay sales. I had a decent amount of eBay sales yesterday. So the first thing that sold was this vintage Pro Player Florida Panthers jersey. And I only want to, I want to say I only paid like $3 for that, $2 or $3. The next thing to sell on eBay on Sunday was this Knox Rose Swiss Dot baby doll dress. I love selling this brand, especially in plus sizes. This was super cute, super lightweight, a rayon gauze material, which is perfect for this time of year. Definitely keywords you want to use in your listing. This sold for $21.59 plus shipping. I only paid about $2 for this, so that was a great return on my investment, and again, a really quick flip. The next thing to sell was this Lorraine vintage satin nightgown. Now, I've had this for a decent while. I honestly can't remember where I got this, but I know I have very little into this, $1 or $2. The buyer sent me a $12.46 offer, which I accepted. Next, I sold this knife, which is the first time I've ever sold a knife or anything like it, honestly. I got this from a yard sale last year, so a little less than a year ago. It was actually a tactical knife, and it had like a compass ball type thing on the end of it. It was super cool. This sold for $32.80. I only had about $2 into this, so again, this was a really good flip. However, it took almost a year to sell, which I honestly figured going into it, it probably would sit for a while, which I was okay with. So yeah, the next thing to sell was this Free People mohair blend, super lightweight salmon colored cardigan. Super cute, had accent floral buttons. I also got this from that reseller that I did the bulk buy from. A buyer sent me a $22 offer, which I accepted. Actually, we kind of went back and forth. I think I had this listed for around $32, but I accepted the $22 offer, and they also paid shipping. The next thing to sell was this sleeveless Talbot polka dot blouse, super lightweight. It was a size 1X or 2X. I can't remember off the top of my head. But I literally had this listed the exact day. It sold the same day. This actually is going to be in a thrift with me that I haven't even posted yet. So yeah, this sold really quick. I had $2 into this. It sold for $22 plus shipping. And this next thing was from that same day. Another Talbot plus size blouse. Again, I listed this that same day. A buyer sent me an $18 offer, which I accepted. And again, I only had $2 into that one. This one was a size 1X. Talbot's plus size pieces do amazing. They're not going to sell for $1 million, but they tend to flip quickly if you can get them for a decent price. And if you list them, in the correct season, list them with the good keywords, or list them at a great price, they're going to flip quickly. And those are two great examples of that. Actually, another Talbot's blouse from that same day sold this morning. So, and I listed that one the same day as the other two. So that is everything that sold for me this past weekend. I had a really good weekend. $700 plus sales is really amazing. I am currently listing 15 new items a day. I just went up to 15 listings a day. When I first started full-time reselling about 3 months ago, I was at 10 new listings a day. And then a month ago, I went up to 13, and now I'm up to 15 new listings a day. So I'm really excited about that. I'm excited to continue to see my stores grow. And yeah. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you enjoy reselling content, what sold, thrift with me's, things like that. And I hope you have a good day.